Josette Norris now. Robbie, I'm sure some of you guys know, he qualified for the 2016 Real Olympic Games in the 15, and he also won the 2011 NCAA Outdoor 800 meters. Still the greatest race video. If you haven't watched it, you need to watch it. Best post-race interview of all time. Robbie has taught me motivation. Going into my state meet, 8th grade year for cross country, my mom texts me when I'm on the bus, and she's like, all right, if you get a call from some random number, answer. I'm like, okay. And she was like, I answered the phone. He was like, hey, is this Lance? I was like, yeah, who's this? He goes, this is Robbie Andrews. I was like, what? Like, my jaw's literally on the ground. Like, my friend's sitting in my living room. I'm just like what's wrong? What's happening? I'm like, I get off the phone, I'm like stressing to him, we're watching his race videos, and this is his wife. She got second at the indoor U.S. Championships in the 15 last year.
Well, what did Robbie tell you?
He said, something that I'll never forget, never be nervous before a race. If you've done everything in your preparation, in your power to prepare yourself for that day, what's there to be nervous about? If you've done everything you can, why be nervous? Because if you do bad, obviously it's meant to be, because you did everything you could. And I like to tell everyone that, and also, I didn't come here to lose. That's the best quote ever. And that was in his post-race interview. And I have that written on my mirror for probably about 2 or 3 years now. And Josette has also helped me find love. I haven't talked to Josette yet. I was hoping I would, but I haven't. But she seems like super nice. And if Robbie's married, I think they're great.
So Getty works with, well, she was on Reebok, works with Josette. So that's where that connection came to be for it.
Boom. My man, Dylan Jacobs, last night, he ran 13:11, the American NCAA
Collegiate
5K record.
for collegiate.
How awesome is that? We get a text from Coach O'Malley, yo, Dylan's going after the NCAA record. And I was like, what? And this is him winning the 10K. I remember I was in Gulf Shores, Alabama, watching this race on vacation while they're in Aruba. And I'm screaming at the TV, and we actually I had to be a lot quieter because I remember nerves starting to go, but Dylan goes with, and they just keep matching every move. Dylan with 150 takes the lead, and I remember calling this guy. I'm like, "Yo, Dylan won." He was like, "Dylan won?" And like he was like, woke him up. I was so excited to see my man win. He's a great guy. This week I get an email from Coach O'Malley. He's like, "All right, Lance, I want to share something with you." In 2017, Dylan won the Foot Locker National Championships from the Midwest. And I got to read this article. I don't know what it was written for, but it was like a 3-page long essay on his experience and everything that he had. Dylan has taught me that anything is possible. He has preached that to me as long as I've known him. Dylan is one of the most genuine and humble people. There's something that happened with this cross-country senior season, didn't tell anyone. And he got second. He was humble enough to not tell anyone, and he was a heavy favorite.
At state.
At state. He got second. Amazing guy. If you ever get to talk to Dylan, he's an amazing person. Anything is possible. We have the same background, we do the same thing. If I just keep doing what I've been doing, why can't this happen? This is Connor Mance, also one of my good buddies. Connor is an amazing guy. I love talking to him when I get the chance. But tell me this guy, 2K and 10K race, doesn't look like he's about to get shot. His face is always like that. He's about 400 in, he's always suffering, it looks like. And I asked him, I'm like, yo, are you actually hurting, or is that just like your race pace? And he said, well, depends on the race. Sometimes I'm actually hurting, sometimes I'm not. But he said that the more you can suffer, the better you'll be. And I thought about that, how's that better? But the strength that it takes to be able to suffer, and the perspective in the mind. If you're having an easy race, let it be easy. And this guy, I asked him that one time, and he said, why let it be easy when you can win? All right, this is an amazing story. Before we start, that's an Elder Rouge signed singlet. That's pretty awesome. It's just sitting there. This is Eric Devon's apartment. Probably curious what's happening in this picture. Like, where's Andrew Weeding? Well, this is early December, and I'm playing Call of Duty with Andrew Weeding, a 2-time Olympian in 2012, 2008 in the 800, and 2012 in the 15. Yeah, I'm playing Call of Duty with Andrew Weeding. And I can't repeat his name, but he's the most person people I know. I've met him a couple times. He's an amazing guy. And we call him, I'm like, yo, call Devin, call him, because they're best friends. Like, yo, Devin, call Weeding. He's like, all right, Weeding, don't say anything stupid, there's kids around. And he says some pretty not appropriate stuff at all after he says that. And
He goes, oh, you were serious.
yeah, he goes, oh, you were serious. And he was like, dude, there's kids around. It's like, hello, kids. And it's like, I hope you enjoyed it. And it's just a great guy, because runners are humans. You can talk to these people. I played Call of Duty with a two-time Olympic. Like, how funny is that? All of this has led to this. It has led to me getting my first All-State finish, 10th, me breaking the school record in the mile, me having my state championship in the 800, me running at Hayward Field. And then this year's IHSA cross championships wasn't great, but the worst condition state ever. But I have won a state title. I have 2 school records. I have never 2 in cross country, and that's only because of these guys. Without my blog and without those people I've connected with, I don't do what I do now. I wasn't great. I was never bad, but I wasn't great. But now I can call myself probably the greatest to ever go through my school, and that's only because of those guys. I have learned so much with connections that I have.
You shouldn't call yourself that.
I know, but I
Don't do that. All right, so this is some of the things that we've learned about what we've adjusted for him to help him achieve some of those things. Not only him, but for the rest of our team as well, right? Like, so if I'm taking things away, these are the big things we're taking. You probably need to run more. Where did you start?
When?
Like 8th grade year, what were you doing?
Like 15, 20 miles a week.
Okay, so he achieved a lot of those things just running 15, 20 miles a week. What was the difference? How often?
How often was I doing that?
Yeah, how many days a week were you running?
6.
6 days a week. And you figure that out in 15, 20 miles. That means Saturdays, like, run to the mailbox and back.
The funny thing is, going back, we logged. Make sure you log. Don't listen to O'Malley. Make sure you log. I looked back at my log, and I was sitting in a study hall, and I had a 13-mile week, and I had a 6-mile run on Saturday. I was like, oh. Well, and so in 5 days, I matched 1 day.
We do 3 or 4 by 40 meters consistently, as fast as you could run from mailbox to mailbox. Like, it was just about being consistent doing it. It wasn't about the high volume. Now, freshmen going into track season, what are you consistently running?
5 hours a week, so like 40 to 50 miles.
Any injuries?
No. But make sure you go easy.
Yeah, so that's the next one, right? The biggest thing I learned from a professional runner was Riley McInerney, John Mack's son. He said there's a Midwest bias where you got to run everything hard because it's flat and it's easy to do. He goes out to the East Coast to run professionally. He goes, we're running 8-minute miles on recovery days. He said, you're a 4 flat miler and you're running 8-minute pace on your recovery rate? He goes, yeah. He's like, we're recovering from the hard work we put in before. One of our biggest changes, easy days, easy. He's running 7:30 pace or slower pretty much every recovery pace. What's it do? It allows him to get his volume up safely. Right? More time under stimulus safely. We use the 10-minute calculator to give our kids a sheet that shows them how fast they should be running on those days. Now, whether they do it or not, that's up to them. But at least I'm giving them an outline of what they should be doing and how they should be doing it. Be strong. We're in the weight room. We lift. Right? If you're in I'm a strength training teacher. We strength train 4 days a week. If you're not in class, we lift 2 days a week after practice. Go fast. Don't be afraid to go fast. O'Malley runs 10-meter flies and gets kids running fast. All right, if you know John O'Malley, you know that's the thing for him. They run 70 miles a week. Let's stop the myth, okay? That just doesn't happen, okay? Run different places, have fun. What are some of your favorite runs?
Oh, by far, my favorite run. We were in Hayward, in Eugene, and I just kind of strolled around campus with one of our teammates that also called for summer.
Take your kids places. Go run. Have fun. Like, that's important. This is a hobby they could do for the rest of their life. Don't run around town in St. Luke all the time. Travel to a town that's 5 miles away you've never run it. Right? For them, that's brand new. They'll see things they've never seen before. Our kids can't even name the streets in St. Joe, and we got 15 of them. Right? Like, everywhere's new for them. Okay? Run against fast people. Like, that's going to help them understand what fast actually is. When you live in the moon over here, you don't get to see a lot of people, right? But travel and see people that run fast. It's more exciting. Have fun. I think that's the most important thing we've got there. Nick Saban quote at the bottom: there's a minimum amount of work that has to be done to achieve great things. And I think sometimes that gets lost. Sometimes we cater to kids to do things, but if you want to run fast, there's just a minimum amount of work you got to do to run at a certain level. So here's what I've taken away out of these things. This is Vandersteen's retirement party. Ask questions. Don't be afraid to change. Run more, run slower, and enjoy the opportunities. Right? Like, we've been fortunate enough to have some success, but it had nothing to do with me. It had everything to do with the kids and what they wanted to achieve. Right? I think that coaches are great advisors, but coach is the wrong word, especially for distance runners. We advise what they should do, but it's on them. I mean, there's times I wish I could sub a kid out in 4x8, but you can't. When they're running and they got out way too hard, it's not like, all right, you're out, put somebody else in. Right? You're the best advisor they got. And remember that that's what it is. You can tell them to do something, but that doesn't mean it's going to happen. Right? So instead of coaching them, I would say you're a great advisor. What do you got?
All right, so these are some of my best friends on this slide. This is the guy in the middle on the first picture. He won the state championship in middle school in the mile. Super happy for him. If I'm going to be honest, watching my friends win state was probably more fun than me winning. Knowing what that kid has gone through and knowing what he's done, it's awesome to see that he's won. Caleb has gone through a lot of injuries and a lot of hard work. Caleb was only running like 5:45 as a 7th grader, and then he ran 4:44 as an 8th grader. He doesn't make that jump by himself. He did that by doing these things, and I actually talked to him about it, and one of these things I actually put in is from him because I wanted to get kind of his opinion because he had the biggest jump. Like we said, run more. Easy days easy. Oh my gosh, it's the best. Try to go for a 42-minute run, clean up the volume for the end of the week. And I get to run with one of my best friends, Mr. Maroon, his very first person he put on his slides. I'm about best friends with his son. We run every day together at practice. Also, don't be afraid to reach out. There's nothing to be embarrassed about. Also, if you walk up to someone and tell them, like, yo, hello, like we were flying out to Portland. And it's 3 days before the Foot Locker. Who do we see in the airport? Cole Matheson. What does he go to do? Win the race. He won Foot Locker, and I see him in the airport. And I walk up to him like, yo, Cole, awesome race at NXN. What's up? I mean, good luck at Foot Locker. And he seems super excited. And I actually saw something on Eliud Kipsang, if you guys know who that is. He's the 1,500-meter athlete from Alabama. He said that if you walk up to a runner and acknowledge them, they have more motivation. I was like, maybe that's what happened with Cole. Also, number 3.
Yeah, he's claiming the success.
I'm just saying.
Creating a monster.
We will never know what he would do if I didn't tell him. Number 3, enjoy it. This should be number 1. But you gotta enjoy what you do. If you enjoy what you do, you're actually gonna put effort into it. When you have people who want to be there, I truly believe that you have 7 kids who want to be there and work their butts off day in and day out. There will be 18 with 60 kids on it that just run. There's no reason 1A can't be as fast as 3A. So, also, your coach is probably right. If there's any, no athletes, but
There's 4.
There you go.
your coach is probably right. Just so you know. If you're listening to people that are smarter than you, your coach is probably right. This guy, if he doesn't listen to people that are smarter than him, we don't have the blessing of being able to listen to our stupid heads over here. For some reason, Jared put us in here. But listen to people that are smarter than you. You're here for a reason, so good job to you. You are trying to get smarter. Keep your circle clean too. I brought that up real quick. That's probably one of the biggest things that me and him have learned throughout our getting smarter stage. But keep your circle clean. If it's small, but it's clean, the better. Like, I think I have like 4 really good friends, but like, they're good people. So if you can do that, you're going to be in the right track because they're going to influence you in the correct direction. Also, 6, perspective. That's our little saying that we say, perspective.
So like this is last, but for us, this is probably most important. Because when you're talking to someone else and you're learning from someone else, and there's going to be way smarter people that are going to present today than me. You're going to learn something, right? It's going to change your perspective. How many miles you run, how fast you run, what's a recovery day look like, how much should you be strength training? All that's just changing your perspective on what's possible, right? And at the end of the day, that's what we're shooting for, right? If you can help your athletes change their perspective, your program, the culture, all those things are involved, right? What's fast? Sean Brosnan 420 isn't fast. Well, we're learning. If you watched the University of Washington race yesterday, I don't know if you saw, but they had 8, but it's actually 9, because the 9th guy is a redshirt. He only has outdoor eligibility, he doesn't have indoor eligibility. So 9 guys all on the same team in one race, running sub 4 minutes on indoor track. That's pretty okay.
Not even big, just so you guys know.
Yeah, flat track. Right? So changing your perspective on what's possible is the most important thing. And as coaches, that's what we do when we get it with each other. And we add things into our toolbox of what we can change and things get better. Right? So what do you take away? You listen to somebody that's in a completely different situation than you look at how it can relate and how you can pull something out of it. Right? That is the most important thing you can do. Okay? And through everybody you talk to, you get to help somebody. I'm fortunate enough to be able to help him and the rest of my team, right? But at the same time, his buddies that he talks to on a consistent basis are helping him more than I'm helping him. I'm just confirming the great things and the love of the sport. Like, I'm the advisor. Now, don't get me wrong, I yell at him sometimes too. But when you got great people to reach out in good circles of people, it takes care of itself. You gotta be fine. Is that the last one? Questions for us. So if you learned anything from us, it's this word right here. Perspective. That's the most important thing. Perspective. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your day. Hopefully you took something or you can learn to take something from it. If you have an opportunity, this isn't promoting him, this is promoting the people he's got to talk to. Watch the vlog stuff. It's unbelievable. I've had coaches that have texted me and say they assign some of the videos that he's done to their kids to watch. Like, it's unbelievable, some of the great stuff that's pulled out of those interviews. Scott Christensen said it's his favorite interview he's ever done because Lance doesn't ask the training questions, he asks about loving the sport. Right? And you watch Scott get a little emotional, and Scott is an emotional guy. Aaron can contest to that.
Basically a robot.
He is a robot. But he loved it. So if you have the opportunity, watch some prescribing to your kids. It's just amazing how real these people are and how human they are. It's awesome.
And if you ever get a chance, I suggest playing Call of Duty with Andrew Reedy.
Thank you very much.